2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Detroit Pistons as they go up against the Hawks in Atlanta. Well, for Atlanta, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And tonight, two teams that love to get in transition. Shaq, talk about successfully running the break.
Well, I'm not a guard, but I have led the break before. And what you need to do, you got to keep your eyes ahead, have to see the whole floor. You got to be willing to make that extra pass, Ernie.
Wow. You talk like a guard.
You
were like a point guard up there.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations, man. But don't force things. That's the other part. You know, just make the easy play. And if it's not there, slow it. Set up your half-court offense, and then get it into the big guy if you have one.
But don't you want to get the crowd on its feet? Don't you want to make that play that gets the whole arena up?
Yes. You know what they used to call me, Ernie?
What's that?
Shaq Johnson.
Wow. Because he was like Magic, but he was Shaq.
I get it, Kenny.
Oh,
I get it.
Sometimes you don't.
Not that dense. Shaq Johnson.
It's the Eastern Conference on display featuring the Detroit Pistons. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. The Hawks with their last game here in Atlanta before heading out on the road. Well, it's been an improvement this year over last season. They made a lot of adjustments and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, it's early, but we can already say something about them that we couldn't say last year. This may be a team with legitimate playoff hope.
And it's the Hawks to start out. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Detroit looking at who they've got. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Jackson and Bullock are the 1 and the 2. And it's Robinson in at the 3 slot.
Well, fans were worried that Kent Bazemore was going to plateau after his big contract. Put those fears to rest last season. Pretty good numbers all around for the Old Dominion grad.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Now, here is Young. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against New York.
And you know, another way he impacted the game was forcing turnovers. Really disrupted the offensive flow.
Jackson against Young. Here's Robinson outside for Griffin. Over Collins. Griffin's shot is off. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
I had a chance to catch up with Lloyd Pierce. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, but he said those guys are tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet on defense and do our best to deny penetration. We'll see who comes out on top, Kevin.
Thanks, David.
I am happy for Blake Griffin. He has increased his range year in and year out.
Young dishes to Prince. In the corner, Bazemore with it. 6 on the shot clock. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
The Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Collins. The kick out to Young. Beyond the arc. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Inside, stolen by Collins. Bazemore, no one around him. The kick out to Young. Cans it from downtown.
Look at the unselfishness by Prince. Doesn't have what he wants, keeps the ball moving.
Pass to Robinson. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Now the pass to Bullock. Shot clock at 6. Griffin finds Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Bullock, good on the three-point shot. Bullock's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Makeable shot for him. Number gets called, and he goes ahead and delivers.
Now here's Bazemore. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York. Young outside. And here's Bullock. To the middle. Here's Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
I saw that one in Griffin's eyes. He was ready to throw that one down.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Jackson against Young. To the inside. Wants to get it to Collins and does.
I love the technique he uses. Leveraging his position down low. Then just using sheer size to snatch the rebound.
Now here's Jackson. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. This one for 3. Collins grabs the miss.
Wow, and this is his range. Maybe he was too wide open.
Bazemore for 3. Rebound Andre Drummond.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Robinson passes to Bullock. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Bullock's got 5.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. 6-point game. He kicks it to Prince. Stolen by Robinson. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Jackson with the 3. A second chance effort. And there's the nice layup by Griffin. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, we know he's been confident with the shot. A big reason why they're ahead in this game.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Steve, obviously every team wants to start a season strong. How do coaches and players create a sense of urgency early in the season?
I think it happens in preseason. It happens in the training camp where you're looking and saying we have to get off to a good start. And a lot of times coaches are looking at their schedules. The back half of the schedules can be very tough. A lot of road games or a lot of playoff teams. That's why at the beginning you want to get off to a great start. And you got to send that message to your team and let them know the reason why. And I think a lot of times that's when players respond.
Well said.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Young. Averaging about 23 points per, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
He stacks up points. Reason why? Because that's his mindset. He wants to carry the load and clearly is successful at it.
And how about the anticipation? Just sniffed that one out, knew exactly when to make the move.
The Hawks trail by 8. Feeds it to Prince. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Really impressive. Prince has put in the work to diversify his offense. More comfortable now from mid-range.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Down low. Here's Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
But that's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And Young kicks to Prince. Passes it to Young. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Bullock. From 15 feet away, and Griffin scores. The assist by Drummond. And it's 13 points for Blake Griffin.
He's been making plays all quarter on a terrific hot streak, helping to build out this lead.
Young dishes to Bazemore. Shoots over Bullock. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Bazemore's got 5.
A classic 3-and-D guy. Bazemore this time showing his chops from mid-range.
Jackson kicks to Bullock. Takes a 3. Collins grabs the miss.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
And there's the call on John Collins. That is his first foul of the game. Lenz checked in for Dwayne Dedman. Here's Griffin. He's coming off a 31-point game against Orlando.
And his shot blocking almost single-handedly changed the game. No one wanted to put up a shot with him lurking.
Now here's Prince. Trailing here by 8. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Atlanta. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson. And stolen by Drummond. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Smith left side. Over Young. That one off the back iron and out.
This is a problem for him. Inconsistent from the mid-range.
Here's Drummond. And good that time.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Andre Drummond, a prototype athlete at the center position. He checks every box. Leaping ability, lateral mobility, you name it.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. Luke Kennard comes in for Reggie Bullock.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Drummond. And for a man the size of Drummond to move and accelerate, Steve, the way he does, the focus has to be on keeping him healthy.
You know what, Kevin? He's been remarkably durable. Played 81-plus games in 4 out of the last 6 seasons. Last year dropped 30 pounds. He's staying lean and mean.
Atlanta calls timeout. Player podcast, something we're hearing more of, and it's a growing trend. Good idea, or do you think it could get some guys in trouble?
Kevin, well, some guys, it does a good job of helping their brand, and we love to see guys getting a chance to do other things off the court. And then there are some guys who get a little loose, and they reveal some secrets, or they say some things they wish they could take back. So I think it all comes down to the individual. You gotta understand media before you try to jump out and start doing these podcasts.
Well said. Pass to Pachulia. Smith for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Anderson. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Unloads from 13. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. Johnson right side. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Len, and stolen by Drummond. Johnson, the pass to Kennard. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Count the basket. Johnson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
You know what they've done? They've been aggressive on both ends. That's showing up on the scoreboard.
And pushing it up is Detroit. The Pistons again in transition. The shot's good. Kennard's got his first basket.
Another turnover there leading to a basket.
The Hawks trail by 20. Anderson with the ball. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. John Lure, he's checked in for Detroit. Lynn against Smith. Lynn, good.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Pass to Kennard. Kicks it to Johnson. Shoots from the block. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul. This goes against Atlanta. Now we know Stanley Johnson was a 4-time state champion in high school in California. 3 gold medals with the U.S. youth teams. Pac-12 freshman of the year. I mean, he did it all. A lot of winning in his background.
You know, he plays the game with ultra confidence. He's fearless. Doesn't care who you are. He's coming head on.
And that one falls for Johnson. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
A nice shot by Lynn. Detroit leading by 18. Smith outside. Now the pass to Kennard. Puts up a 3. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Lynn kicks to Anderson. Len down low. Goes up against Pachulia. And it's Len. That time on the assist by Anderson.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
Johnson outside. From deep. Rebound Atlanta. Tipped away. It's taken away by Smith. To the middle. And finished off by Lure.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical. They have owned the paint. And they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
So it's Atlanta now after the basket by Detroit. Spellman, we're covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. Off the left rim and out.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over him.
Smith left side. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Pachulia with the steal. Fires for 3. Score it. His 3rd straight basket in 3 tries.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Carter up top. He's guarded by Johnson. Johnson with the block. Here's Kennard. Defended by Anderson.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game. And the fans here, they know it.
Here's Lynn. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York.
He also was very good distributing the basketball, keeping guys involved and engaged all night.
Clock at 4. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Carter for three. It doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Johnson. Now Smith. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. From 13, doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's Detroit ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. You may not remember Vince Carter traded on draft night for his college teammate Antoine Jamison, but he talked about that crazy exchange.
So as I'm sitting back there, it's like there's been a trade, you know, Toronto Raptors and Golden State make a trade for Antoine Jamison and Vince Carter right there. So our families are sitting right next to each other. So they're fixing the hat, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, here's your hat. All right, give us that hat. Move forward. So it was just the weirdest thing.
The 5th and 6th picks in the draft, both of them went on to great careers.
And draft day trades happen all the time, but being traded for your college teammate, unique.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin for the Pistons here, guys.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Fun to watch. They give you no time to set up on defense, and we see that reflected in the score.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Smith and Kennard are in the backcourt. John Lure's out there with Johnson, and it's Pachulia in at the 5 spot. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. Now, here is Smith. Yep, it counts.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Ish Smith, an excellent backup point guard, more than capable of holding down the starting spot as well.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for the Hawks. Ken Bazemore comes in for Anderson. Free throw drops for Smith. Well, Steve Ish Smith with speed to burn. Man, can he fly.
Like a rocket, he pushes the pace. As fast as he plays, he keeps his turnovers extremely low.
Now here's Len. Trying to find Len. Gets it to him. And John Lure gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Robinson's checked in for Johnson. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Len kicks to Carter. Just 5 to shoot. Tries it from the top of the key. And the shot falls short this time. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Outside Robinson. Pass to Smith. Pass to Kennard. Bazemore grabs the miss. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's foul number 2 for him. Atlanta making some changes. John Collins, he's checked in for Alex Len. Taurean Prince comes in for Carter. Young is subbed in for Jeremy Lin. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Griffin's checked in. Now here's Bazemore. He's got 5. Rebound by the Pistons.
Uh-oh. He misses the bunny. I think he thought somebody was coming over to contest it.
Griffin finds Robinson. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
You can tell they want to work the ball inside as much as possible. Seems like a great strategy given the weapons they have.
Young dishes to Bazemore. Now here's Dedmon, defended by Griffin. Robinson against Young. Pass to Bazemore. Over Lure. Bazemore misses. Detroit's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Here's Robinson. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Robinson's got 4 points this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Dedmon passes to Prince. Back to Dedmon. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Griffin. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, this lead has snowballed. Credit their killer instinct for piling on.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Robinson kicks to Smith. Back to Robinson. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Bazemore, and it's good for 2.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Young inside, covered by Smith. They get it again, and Griffin sends it back.
I love the defensive intensity from Blake Griffin on that play.
To the paint, and stolen by Bazemore. And oh, here we go. Young's got it, the fast break chance. Drains the jumper to finish the break. Young's got 5 now.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by the Pistons.
Smith finds Lure. Griffin looking around. The pass to Kennard. Here's Smith. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. For the Pistons, Drummond's checked in for John Lure. Reggie Bullock comes in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. Now here's Bazemore. He's got 5. Young outside. And here's Prince outside. The three-pointer is right on target. Prince has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Prince has gotten better at creating his own shot, but the catch-and-shoot game is still his specialty.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Pass to Bullock. Let's go. And that one's good. Griffin. 17 points in the game.
The new head coach in Detroit is Dwayne Casey. They're lucky he was available. He guided the Raptors to a franchise best 59 wins last season, and he was the coach of the year.
Now, here is Young, averaging 23 points a game and is one of the more consistent producers on any given night.
Tough to cut into the lead when you can't make shots. He's been off all period.
Now here's Jackson after the miss from Trae Young. Rebounded by the Hawks. Dedmon's got 5 rebounds tonight. And it goes to show you that any coach can get fired. Casey, one of the most successful, highly regarded coaches in the league. And Smitty still got let go.
If you learn about all he's overcome, all the tough jobs he's worked in the past, you knew he'd take it on the chin and keep on trucking.
Here's Drummond after the basket by Atlanta. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. No good.
And the play looked good there for a second, just couldn't finish.
Well, the pass has to be on point. Then the catch and flush just doesn't work out here.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Here's Collins. Nice D from Griffin. The Pistons have gone 6 of 12 in the 2nd quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
The strength and body control of Reggie Jackson gives him an edge against physical defense, potential and one. Reggie Jackson, a great season and a half spent in Detroit. Since that time, injuries have slowed him down.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Jackson dealing with knee tendonitis, Steve. Then last season, a serious ankle sprain.
Grade 3, as bad as it gets. One of the league's most imposing point guards. He's got to be right, though.
Now, here is Young. 5 points in the game. The shot off that time.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by Griffin. Young inside. Inside, got a piece of it. And now the Pistons fast break. Oh, Griffin in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Blake took off like a rocket on that alley-oop. Woo!
So it's the Hawks now. Moving on from this game, they're scheduled to take on the Lakers at the Staples Center. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Really left alone that time. That's 7 points for Trae Young. The Pistons have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Jackson against Young. Robinson for 3. Rebound Atlanta. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Young from outside. Rebound by the Pistons.
You know what, I'll tell you, he's got nothing here in the second quarter after just one made shot in the first.
Young against Jackson. To the inside. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Bazemore. Unable to get that one. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Now here's Bullock. Guarded closely. Robinson, that's good.
Look, he's starting to find the range in this second period.
So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the Magic.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
It's one thing to play inspired defense in that situation, but to get in that kind of offensive rhythm away from home, phenomenal.
Here's Robinson, following the basket by Trae Young. Lobbed up there for Drummond.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Now, here is Young. He's got 9. Prince outside.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that third foul this early.
Altorian Prince out of Baylor. He had a fantastic breakout year for the Hawks.
Well, you knew there would be an opportunity last year in Atlanta. Prince made the most of it, stepped in as a leader on offense and defense. Still very young and has all the confidence he needs to build on his success.
First free throw is good.
To succeed in this league, you can never be satisfied. It's a certain mentality, and Prince has that.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Alex Len's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Carter comes in for Collins. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kent Bazemore. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Robinson. Michigan high school basketball, Steve, has produced a lot of great NBA talent. Yourself, Magic, Chris Webber, George Gervin, the Iceman, and some new great players now are in that category.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. When you start talking about the Derek Colemans and the Spencer Haywoods and Jalen Rose, so many different guys. Now you have guys, Josh Jackson, also Miles Bridges entering into this league right now. Michigan high school basketball has produced a lot of NBA talent.
Len, good.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks.
Detroit's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Johnson against Carter. Lin with the steal. Carter on the wing. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Young. Rebound by the Pistons.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Oh, Griffin in position.
He's been this way all evening. You can see it in Griffin's eyes. He has scoring on his mind.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Young dishes to Prince. Jackson against Young. Outside, Lynn. Clock at 6. Sweet little floater. Lynn's got his second bucket.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
And here's Jackson. He's been a go-to guy for them when they've needed offense. He's averaging 19 points a game. Outside, Lynn. Pass to Young. 43 seconds left here in the second. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over Prince. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Lynn. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Prince outside. Nice open look, but it's no good. Blake Griffin getting it done for Detroit. They've leaned on him for offense, and he hasn't let them down. He's now up to 23 points today. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active hands on the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He had 23 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, Blake Griffin is beasting in the first half. He fought through some injuries the past few seasons, but he can still carry you offensively. Whatever he may lost in athleticism, he's made up for it in skill development and greater understanding of the game.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting into this deficit. It's gut check time. Ugh. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. Ugh. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Ugh. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And we welcome you back with a look at such a terrific location here in the heart of downtown Atlanta. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, you like to run more doubles at him, but the risk there is opens up things for everybody else.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. The big men are Collins and Dedmon. And it's Young in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second half for Lloyd Pierce. 4 on the clock. Count it. Jackson's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Pistons.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
Down low. It's tipped. Griffin with the steal. Here's Bullock. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Well, you look at the coaching resume of Lloyd Pierce. Was an assistant for a lot of teams in his time. Stops at Memphis and Philadelphia most notably. Finally gets a chance to be the head coach here in Atlanta.
And here's Jackson following the three-pointer by Trae Young. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And it's Drummond missing. And with Coach Pierce, the most recent stop was in Philadelphia.
Pierce was a big part of the Sixers' turnaround, was tasked with the defensive duties, and had a very successful track record with that. Was empowered by Brett Brown to design the defense, and that has become his calling card as a coach.
Here's Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Robinson against Prince. Jackson misses.
Boy, this is rough on him. He wants to help out the team, which is playing well otherwise, but his shot just isn't there.
Atlanta's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Griffin against Collins. It's Prince on the wing. Drills the three-pointer. Prince has got 10 points.
When Prince gets it clicking from the perimeter, gets his confidence going, the entire offense benefits.
Now here's Drummond. Dedmon defending. Inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And that's now 27 points for Blake Griffin.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. To the paint. Here's Collins. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Robinson against Prince. Outside Jackson to the middle. Young with the steal. And now here comes Young leading the break. And the dunk by Bazemore.
And the long arm and explosiveness of Bazemore make him a factor above the rim.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Collins against Jackson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Jackson. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And not too long ago, Reggie Jackson signed a 5-year, $80 million deal. A lot of pressure on him to earn that money.
Now here's Anderson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. He feeds it to Collins. Spellman. And it's off from three-point range. Detroit's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Smith scanning the floor. Jackson in the corner. From past the arc, drills the three-pointer. Jackson's got 10.
Looking at Reggie's motion, it's a little bit of a push shot, but able to get it to go.
Young passes to Anderson. Spellman. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Smith kicks to Kennard. On the wing, Jackson. Pass to Lure. Shot clock at 5. Kennard, the pass to Pachulia. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Pachulia's got his first basket.
Against good defense, Pachulia using his size and strength to muscle up the shot.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Young for 3. Good on the triple. Young's got 6 in the quarter.
No doubt about it. He's been a monster from deep.
By and large, defenders have done a poor job of running him off his spots. That's why he keeps firing.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 10. And Lure kicks to Jackson. Off target from three-point range. The Hawks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. And the Hawks making a change here. Lynn's checked in. The Hawks working the ball around. The pass to Collins. Lynn against Lure. Tries from 7. And Lynn puts it in. He's got 6.
And really respect the confidence of Lynn. His teammates love how he runs these pick and roll plays.
To the inside, Jackson. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
He really looks composed shooting the ball this half. Much more consistent, hitting a much higher percentage.
He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
And the Hawks making a change here. Len's checked in.
Shot, mind the lanes.
The free throw drops for Jackson. And Smitty, for players going from college to the pros, which skills tend to be most immediately transferable?
You know, I think the skills on offense, a lot of times those guys are able to drive the basketball and penetrate. Those are the guys that can transfer easily from college. I think it's hard shooting-wise, being able to shoot the 3 ball at the college level, because at the NBA level, the line is pushed back. And I think the one skill level that gives a lot of young guys a lot of gives them a hard time is defensively. I think that's the one skill is not easily transferred to the NBA.
So it's the Hawks now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Back to Lynn. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
A nice shot by Lynn.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Lynn against Smith. He kicks it to Pachulia. Back to Smith. Passes it to Lure. Tries again. Jackson against Young. Here's Pachulia. Len grabs the board. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Len from long range. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Really smoking the nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
Jackson kicks to Lure. Smith for 3. That shot missing. And Atlanta will come the other way. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Jackson. Smith finds Pachulia. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Young in the corner. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And it's Smith penetrating. Pachulia, good. Pachulia's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Lynn. The teardrop falls in.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Detroit. Kicks it to Pachulia. Pass to Kennard. Smith outside. Jackson in the corner. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Lynn. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Hawks number 1. The Pistons second.
Both of these clubs love to play up-tempo. That's how they win. These are the games that fans love because of the non-stop action.
Clock at 6. Smith for 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Smith takes his fair share of contested jumpers, something that hurts his percentage overall, but he has that Warriors mentality.
Kennard with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Smith for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Smith's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Pistons.
And this is the shot Smith's been working on. Hard to get time in the backcourt these days if you can't hit it from range.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Detroit.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Lynn. And with Lynn, he made a point upon returning from injury, saying he will not change how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, they'll shy away from contact after experiencing a torn patella like Lynn did, but he knows that he is at his best going at defenders and absorbing that contact. He said he'll try and be more aware of how he lands, but has no plans of changing his game.
Rejected by Lynn. Anderson with the ball. No points in the game yet for him. Len with it. Now guarded by Pachulia. A nice shot by Lynn.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
Jackson kicks to Pachulia. Pass to Lure. Here's Kennard. 18 feet out. And it's Lynn with the rebound. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Atlanta. And then for Detroit, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Lure. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Luke Kennard. Now here is Carter. Not a lot of room. Shoots over Bullock. A nice shot by Carter. 1:44 left in the third. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Oh, Griffin in position. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Blake Griffin. Averaging 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
You know what? Everything is coming so easy for him right now, operating on the highest level.
Now here's Lynn. He's got 17. Over Jackson. Goes back up. And Lynn with the lay-in. Good. Lynn's got 8 points.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Johnson dishes to Jackson. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. And then Griffin with the dunk.
I love that shot. He can make that consistently. Keep going to him. Keep feeding Blake Griffin.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here is Carter. Outside, Lynn. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
And the way Lynn picks his spots, just knowing his place in the offensive schemes and scoring well as a result.
Johnson against Carter. Johnson, the pass to Griffin. Back to Johnson, trying his luck deep. He doesn't hit that one. Here's the Hawks with the ball. A big stretch here going 10-2. Johnson against Carter. Five to shoot. A floater, and it's good on the layup. Carter's got his second basket of the game.
Soft interior defense. You know he's going to be aggressive.
Here's Bullock, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Pistons on top, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the floor for Detroit, Johnson and Griffin at the power forward spots. Calderon is out there with Thomas. And it's Drummond in at the 5. Now here's Lynn. Herter, he's guarded by Thomas. The dish now to Plumlee. Floats one. That shot off. Good D by Drummond.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Blake Griffin, an all-star for his first 5 seasons in the NBA, but not the last 3. He's still an impact player, though. We'll see if he can crack the roster in the East.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw drops for Griffin. Well, as we all know, Blake Griffin, Steve, possessing breathtaking athleticism, but injuries certainly have been a concern.
You're right. A lot of it just bad luck. A teammate falls on your knee. That kind of thing happens. But his skill level is starting to complement his power. I think he'll be fine.
Blake Griffin hits them both. Steve, more and more we're seeing NBA players speak out on societal issues. Do you think it's gone too far in any way, or do you think it should go even farther?
No, I think a player should speak up. I think in all, all our 4 major sports, in any possible way, I think guys should get a chance to weigh in on what they feel individually. Freedom of speech, and I think our players is just like everybody else. You have freedom of speech. You should be allowed to speak up on issues. You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
To the left wing. Lynn finds Plumlee. Back to Lynn. Herter. He's guarded by Thomas. The pass to Plumlee. Over Drummond. Plumlee, no luck.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
Here's Thomas. He dishes it to Johnson.
Wow,
he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. The NBA is so financially stable right now, Steve. What's it been like watching this growth for the league overall?
You know, I've loved it because I think the partnership has been phenomenal. The league is growing both for players and also organization. They've done a nice job of getting a chance to hammer out some of these issues to making it worthwhile financially for the league and also financially for the players.
Here is Lynn. Herter, he's guarded by Thomas. Now the feed to Carter. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Vince Carter.
Last season, there weren't a lot of bright spots for the Hawks. Lack of focus on the defensive end all year long. And the offensive end wasn't consistent enough to overcome those defensive struggles.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Lynn. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's Detroit dictating the flow. Oh, Griffin in position. And Vince Carter pulls it down. And with the Hawks defense, Smitty, rim protection was a factor in their struggles.
Rookie John Collins was their best rim protector, but he wasn't enough. They made a point to go out and acquire some help in that area. That should go a long way toward turning things around.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. We hear the term empty stats every once in a while, Steve, usually referring to great production on a bad team. How valid do you think that theory is?
It is. A lot of guys you see are averaging, you know, these numbers, and players look around, and you know the players, you're saying, unfortunately for him, those numbers are empty stats because there are a lot of times these numbers are found in when the game is decided, and a lot of times on bad teams, you see these guys going for numbers. Then you get a chance to see them play on good teams, and those stats just don't match up.
Good explanation. Here is Calderon after the basket by Atlanta. Dishes it to Drummond. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Here's what the Atlanta Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Sunday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Tuesday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And the matchup against the Nuggets, they have that date circled. They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
Here's Bembry. That one misses. Excellent D there by Johnson. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game. The Pistons have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Passes it to Thomas. From deep. Buries the long-range jumper. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Lynn kicks to Bembry. Johnson over to help. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Well, the NBA has had 3 referee crews for quite a while. Steve, do you think adding a 4th ref would help in any way?
No, I think it'll get a little bit crowded on the floor. I would love to see, I know they won't go back, I love the 2 referee situation. I look at it right now, referee A calls a call, referee B calls a call. It just feels like referee C has to make the next call or get up far as even with the other referees. I would love to see them go back to a 2 referee situation.
Atlanta with the ball, following the bucket by the Pistons. Lynn's shot is off.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Griffin. That shot no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Lynn the pass to Plumlee. They double him with Drummond. And stolen by Drummond. Griffin dishes to Thomas. Griffin kicks to Johnson. Back to Griffin. To the middle. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Griffin. 12 points for Johnson.
You see Griffin keeping his eyes up, looking for a hole in that defense.
Pass to Plumlee. Here's Bembry to stop the run. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Drummond finds Calderon. Back to Drummond. Plumlee with some nice D. And here's Lynn. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Pass to Bembry. Back to Lynn. There's only the Basketball Hall of Fame that is shared among all basketball organizations, Steve. Do you think there should be an NBA Hall of Fame?
You know, Kevin, I do. I mean, I love the way we've done it, and obviously it's been successful. But, you know, the Basketball Hall of Fame is your entire body of work. And I think sometimes we don't understand that that's from high school, college level into the NBA. Whereas, you know, there's some guys are making it because of that, and there's some guys getting slighted because of that. So I do think one day we should just have the NBA Hall of Fame, just like the NFL.
Kicks to Plumlee. Over Drummond. The shot's good from Plumlee.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Calderon passes to Drummond. Back to Calderon. And Thomas has it in the corner. To the inside. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Flexing the power. Drummond takes the hit, finishes through it. Potential and one.
Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Free throw good, Drummond.
A 5-star recruit out of high school. Drummond, one of the more talented centers we have in the game.
On its way from Young for 2. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
For 3, Smith. Rebound by the Hawks.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
It's Anderson with the drive. The rebound by Johnson.
Fantastic rim protection. That's not in his wheelhouse to overcome.
To the wing right side. Here's Kennard. Smith outside. And the pass to Kennard. The rebound by Young.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Kennard kicks to Smith. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Teardrop shot. Got a piece of it. Here's Johnson. It's not going to go for him. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Here's Young. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Young's got 20.
And a depth mid-range shooter as well. All Young needs is a little breathing room, and he set the fire.
Smith kicks to Lure. Johnson with the bounce pass. And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist by Johnson. That's 12 points for Drummond.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Taking what the defense offers up, Smith with good vision there finds the open man.
Now Young. Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games. But I think overall, just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree. Now Smith, after the missed three from Trae Young, passes it to Lure. Inside, here's Drummond. That misses off the backboard. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Bembry, and it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Smith against Young. Knocked away. Young with the steal. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Just great anticipation by Young. He just sees the play developing, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
Now here is Smith. Inside. Stolen by Len. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Bembry. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Griffin's checked in. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Young against Smith. Young right side. 5 on the clock. Here's Lin. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Pistons.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Blake Griffin.
You know, as the game tonight evolved, he really put the team on his back. He was aggressive, effective, and the defense, they weren't able to adjust.
Smith finds Griffin, puts it up from 12. The rebound by Young. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. And again, it's Atlanta.
And this run may make the score look a little more acceptable, but still a loss.
They could never put it together when it mattered. Just let too many opportunities slip through their fingers.
Here's Kennard following the basket by Trae Young. Smith wide open. He fires. Drills it from outside.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, They deserve to be rewarded.
Young up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Smith kicks to Kennard. Johnson in the corner. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates, honestly, believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.